Welcome back to today's episode of Mahabharata Matters. In the previous episode, we saw that Karna was in turmoil. He knew that was his last day on earth. He would go out in a glorious manner. On the 17th day morning, Duryodhana approached King Shalya. He prostrated to him and requested him humbly, "O great King Shalya, I have a special favor to ask of you. I request you, please hear me out fully. Today, my dear friend Radheya is going to go out in the battlefield and face Arjuna. His skills are way better than Arjuna's any day. But he has a drawback. He does not have a charioteer as efficient and skilled as Krishna. I know that you are a great king and a valiant Maharathi and equally skilled in wielding a chariot. I humbly request you to take command of his horses and be the charioteer for my dear friend Radheya in the battlefield. Please accept my request. Please be his charioteer and take the reins of his horses under your able hands." Shalya was furious to hear this. He said, "You are asking me, a Kshatriya, to become a Suta, a charioteer, to a Sutaputra? It is beneath me to hold the reins for a person born in a lower caste. You have insulted me by saying these words. I will withdraw from the war and go back to my kingdom." Duryodhana joined his palms and begged Shalya. He said, "O great king, I know all about your valor. Your very name Shalya means sharp as an arrow. You are a threat to the enemies by yourself. The reason for my asking is because there are very few valiant people left in my army now. Of them, there is no one as skilled as Krishna. On the other hand, you are not only as skilled as Krishna, you are even more efficient than him. You are superior in your dexterity than even Krishna. Hence, I am humbly requesting you, as I have no other choice. Please oblige and be the charioteer for my dear friend Radheya," he said. Shalya was impressed by Duryodhana's words and attitude. He agreed to be the charioteer to Radheya. Duryodhana was elated. He added, "My dear friend Radheya has been given the blessed bow Vijaya from his guru Parashurama. Parashurama also gave him divine astras that he had obtained from Lord Shiva himself. Those astras were not to be given to any low-born person. Parashurama, with his divine vision, must have known something about Radheya. He must be born to a Kshatriya woman and a divine being. He was only brought up by his mother Radha and father Atiratha. He is a Kshatriya, I am positive. It is just that we do not know the secret about his birth. One fine day, we will all come to know about it. I assure you, you are not being a charioteer to a low-born person." Shalya appreciated the love and trust Duryodhana had for his friend. He added, "I may speak sharply when I am irked. There are a few things I do not tolerate. A person boasting about himself, bringing himself down, or criticizing others. If I see Radheya doing any of these, I will be harsh with him. Tell your friend not to be offended by that." Duryodhana told Radheya about Shalya's acceptance. Radheya was very happy. Shalya prepared the chariot for Radheya and brought it in front of him. Karna respectfully prostrated to Shalya, did a pradakshina to the chariot and ascended the chariot. He looked radiant like the sun himself. He told Duryodhana, "The outcome of the war today is left up to fate. But please remember, your dear friend Radheya has always done everything he possibly could to make his friend happy." They both hugged each other and bid adieu. Karna knew in his heart that it would be the last time he would be seeing his dear friend Duryodhana. He turned around again to see him one last time. Radheya wanted Shalya to take the chariot towards the Pandavas. He said he was eager to fight them and defeat them. At the beginning of the war, after being tricked by Duryodhana into joining with the Kauravas, Shalya had made a promise to Yudhiṣṭhira. He had said that he would do everything possible to bring down the spirits of Karna. Now was the time. He said to Karna, "You say you want to meet the Pandavas and defeat them only until you meet them. The moment you meet them, you have always run away from the battlefield. I know the skills and the valor of the Pandavas. They are way better than you." Shalya kept praising the Pandavas as they moved along the battlefield. Karna finally told him, "O great King Shalya, You sure are living up to your name. Your words are piercing like arrows into my heart. I know that fate is greater than anyone's valor. I know I will die at the hands of Arjuna today. But before that, I will make sure I will carve a name out for myself. I will give up my life for the sake of my dear friend to whom I am highly indebted. Please help me in this sacrifice and do not speak any further to this dying man. Shalya quietly drove the chariot after that. Karna's wheels were protected by his 3 sons Sushena, Satyasena and Vrishasena. During the battle, Bhima killed one of his sons Satyasena. He also injured the other 2 sons, but they came back in new chariots. But Radheya was unstoppable. He looked like Bhishma on the 10th day of the battle just before he lay on the bed of arrows. He then came face to face with Yudhiṣṭhira. Yudhiṣṭhira started a word war with Radheya. Radheya simply smiled and said, "I am happy to have met you and I am happy that I am spending a few brief moments with you on this battlefield." Saying so, he started showering arrows on Yudhiṣṭhira. Yudhiṣṭhira fought well, but after some time, Karna broke Yudhiṣṭhira's chariot, his armor and his bow. Yudhiṣṭhira was standing helplessly on the ground. Karna hated that he was making his younger brother bleed, but he did not have a choice. Finally, when he could have easily killed Yudhiṣṭhira, Karna touched him with his arrows and taunted him with his words. He said, "Go pick a battle with someone you are equal. Go take refuge in Arjuna. You are no match for me." Saying so, he went away to another side of the battlefield. So what are our takeaways from this story? The overwhelming friendship between Karna and Duryodhana is noteworthy. If only Karna used their friendship to guide Duryodhana rather than enable him, the outcome of Mahabharata could have been different. Another thing to note here is that no matter how watchful we are, mind can play games on us. Karna very well knew that Shalya did not like him. Having no choice, he had asked him to be his charioteer. Given the circumstances, he could have easily ignored whatever Shalya told him, but he took those words to heart. It is required for us to be mindful of our mind even. With these thoughts, we come to the end of today's episode. Remember, in this series we are discussing matters of Mahabharata because even today, Mahabharata matters. Hari Om!